And we are back doing what? Now
what's
happening? Let's get the spot. Oh, we have to do that.
That's it.
We have to do that in a minute. All right, Leon, man. Now what's happening?
Man, it's all about AI. It's all about Chat GPT and all the kids that has had. And remember,
you said kids.
Came out on my birthday. It came out on my birthday, November the 30th.
All right.
So that was what, 6 months. So it's been out for 6 months.
Man, that thing got great grandkids right now.
Oh my goodness.
It's great.
It done changed the world in 6 months.
So we got to figure out what we want to talk about, because this might be a couple of episodes, y'all. We won't have to come back. So we got education, productivity, worker productivity piece, this taking your job piece. So let's talk about education.
Ooh.
Let's talk about, let's talk about AI, specifically Chat GPT, and want to let you guys know there's more versions. Chat GPT had a couple of babies, so there's a whole bunch of versions out there. But how did you use AI to help your daughter in school? How you doing?
Oh man. Now let me just say, when it first came out and I started working with it, I told her about it. And so she had already heard chatter on TikTok, because that's where the young people live at. They live on TikTok. So she had already heard about it. And so I exposed her to it. And she was like, oh, it's okay. That's nice. And she really didn't understand it. But yesterday, she's getting ready to take this. Actually, she had to do a report and get up in front of her class and explain the report, explain what she did. And it was about the March on Washington, Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep.
That's when he had the I Have a Dream speech, the whole thing.
I have a dream. All right.
And, when I picked up yesterday, I told her all about it. And of course, she didn't hear me. She didn't remember. So she called me while I was at work today.
Okay.
She said, hey, Dad, can you tell me exactly what you told me yesterday? And of course, I said, no, I cannot tell you exactly what I told you. But what I did was, because I have Chat GPT on my phone, I just put it in my phone.
Put it on your phone.
Did explain to me about the March on Washington. Also, I asked it what happened before the march, what happened after the march, and where does the civil rights movement stand today? Within a matter of seconds, it wrote out the whole piece, all information. All I did was cut and paste it, sent it to my daughter. She went over it, got in front of the class, gave the whole report in front of the class, and aced it. Aced it.
Now, okay. Now, for our teachers out there, some people might call that cheating, but you explained it to her. You used Chat GPT to give you a more expounded version of that,
right?
And you sent it to her. She read it. She digested it, and she was able to talk about it to her class.
And now she wants it on her phone.
Oh Lord! Oh no!
Yes.
See.
Now she wants it on her phone. And see, but what I have explained to her is to use it as a tool and not a crutch, right?
Okay.
Use it as a tool, but not a crutch. Use it to enhance what you know. Use it to teach you some additional information, some additional facts. But don't use it as a crutch, always leaning on it. Go over it just before you take a test or something like that, because still knowledge is key. And so you need to know it. You need to know it so you can have an effective way to use it, right?
Exactly. Now, it's interesting you said that, because I have talked to a lot of educators. Some of them are just clueless on ChatGPT. Now, I actually think for educators, this is a great tool when you have to develop a lesson plan or you want to teach something. Okay, you want to create a course. This is a great way, I think, to be able to get those key things. You might want to stress 4 or 5 things instead of you sitting there racking your mind, staying up all night. Okay, how am I going to teach this about African American history or any subject? You can use this tool based on some prompts to be able to generate a lesson plan that then you can use and carry out and actually teach children or adults things that they can learn. But most educators, though, look at me like deer in the headlights.
But here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
They getting ready to lose their jobs. They
They
don't know it. They don't know it. Let me tell you now. I done thought about this thing.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
had everybody locked up for
Yeah.
almost a year.
Almost
The
two.
kids was homeschooled. Everything was online. There was no teachers for a year. Now you can bring in AI and teach these kids at home.
You know what I like about it? You can teach them at their level. And what I mean by that, let's say you have a child who doesn't understand what I call math facts. 1+1 = 2, 2+2.
Yep.
You can ask ChatGPT to create a curriculum
Yes.
helping. I mean, you're almost tailoring it to that child to help them understand. And here's the thing about it. You can then take that, because there's now these applications that will then basically create a whole online course for you and use that to help get those key areas to train, to do that individual training.
Right.
Which I think is fantastic. To me, I think that is just huge. I think that's fantastic. But to your point, you're right. Again, so guys, so we're going to dive a little bit more into AI because there's a whole bunch of stuff that now AI is doing. So you can create this course and help me, Leon. So let's say you create this course, then you can get an avatar that looks like you. Boom, you got a course.
Right. And when they come out with GPT-5,
yes.
See, Google search was a search engine,
Mhm.
but GPT is an answer system. So it answers your questions. And when 5 comes out, you'll be able to talk to it. So now you can talk to it now in terms of you can set it up with the various prompts to ask you questions to come up with a more concise answer. You
Correct.
can do that now.
Correct.
But once they add that voice piece to it where you can speak it, now, still talking about this teacher thing.
Yes.
Now you create the avatar, but now it can talk directly to your student, directly to your child. So when you're talking about the individual learning, think about that now.
Yes.
Your child brings it up on the computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's true individual learning. It's true. Because now your child can ask questions. You as a parent, if you're sitting there, you can ask questions. And you can develop that curriculum right then and there.
Wow.
And the reason I say the teachers are going to be gone is because the whole teaching structure is outdated, right? It's all outdated. They really teach to the test, right? I mean, at the beginning, education was really developed by Andrew Carnegie, early on in the 19th century to really build up a workforce that has some basic knowledge so they can get workers, so the very
Correct.
wealthy
Correct.
can have workers. But it wasn't so you can become a genius or anything like that. They just needed you to know the basic things. Well, that same system, which hasn't changed in all these years, is so outdated, so antiquated, that something like this, AI with Chat GPT and all these other pieces, it's going to knock all that out. And over the years, we had so many different things going on with the teachers union, right? So the
Mhm.
teachers, first of all, they're so underpaid. It is so
Yes. Yeah.
tragic. They just are not getting paid what they're worth.
They begging us for money to buy stuff for the classroom. So
It's so sad.
it
It
is.
is so
It's
sad.
sad.
But the
It's a
fact of the
sad
matter
thing.
is, they're on their way out, and there's nothing really you can do about it. This is
So
evolution.
so I see it going to almost a they're out, but a reduction. And here's what I mean. You're still going to have one or two teachers who I call prompters, who's going to be the AI subject matter expert. All right. Of
Yep.
course, one of your younger teachers, not one of your older teachers. I love my older teachers, but of course, technology is one of those fearful things. So you may get a 25-year-old who are now it's a prompter, which what doesn't scare me. What scares me today is that, my son, he's 7, second grade, he's getting a Chromebook. And now basically they're gonna go up and say, oh, here's your classroom. Again, you got your AI, you pop open they already do it now,
Exactly.
ABC
Yes.
Mouse. ABC Mouse doesn't have the full functionality of AI, but it's sort of kind of it learns as you put more input into it. So
Yes.
when you turn on that AI engine, that to be able to prompt them and get a little and be able to instead of doing a general curriculum, because that's what ABC Mouse does, now it can start tuning it to you specifically.
Correct.
And you're going to
Right.
have that one teacher who walks around the classroom, oh, blah, 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 make some tweaks.
Yeah. I agree.
No, seriously. And so now, why have all these teachers when you have 3 or 4 which really walk around that? Matter of fact, state of Florida, my cousin, she was a sophomore, and it amazed me that as a sophomore, she had one teacher. Now think about that in high school.
Yeah.
And their entire curriculum was on Google Classroom. The whole thing.
Yeah.
So remember, in high school, you learn how to change classes. You get a little bit of responsibility to be able to go to your locker, figure out what books you need to pull out to put in, so you can then, oh my goodness, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to hit this next class.
Right.
No, that's gone.
Yes.
High school is walking around with math books. You don't need a book. You don't need to go back to your locker. You just take your MacBook.
Yeah.
And like you say, you have that one teacher.
You never need to change classes.
Yep.
The
because the homeroom teacher now is the teacher.
That's the teacher, right?
Yes. Yes.
And if you look at that model,
mm-hmm.
if everything is on the Chromebook and stuff, why do you have to be in school?
Oh,
why do you have to go to the building?
Don't say that. We need these kids out the house.
You don't.
We need the kids out the house.
As a parent, yes. But the reality of it is no. Yes. Because the amount of money that states can save by not having teachers,
mm-hmm.
by not having schools, the money to be saved is in the millions, if not billions of dollars.
Oh, Jesus, man, I don't know.
And that's what trumps everything. It's the money. The money trumps everything. It's about one thing. How can we increase the profits?
Oh boy, here we go again. Now we always have this debate about the profit. Now see, you always come back to the MONEY, the money. Show me the money. Okay, we're gonna go there.
Everything.
Okay, Okay, we gonna go there. Okay, let's talk about the jobs that's gone.
Oh,
Let's just say it's gone. Now, I recently went to McDonald's. You think I got a real person do the drive through? No, I had an AI generated voice that went on and asked me to take my order.
yes, yes. We have that here now.
We have went to that next level. Because remember, we talked about this with the kiosk that you put your own order in, that you
Yes.
come on with the kiosk. Now we went to the next level where now AI is taking your food order. Um, and basically, what this comes back to is jobs. It comes down to
Right.
jobs. So let's talk about it. I look at it from two ways. So there's the jobs that we're currently doing, that people are currently doing, that will basically go away. If you're marketing or any of that stuff, that's gone. Why have a full marketing team when you can do one person? One person can do that.
Correct.
Okay. Um, the grocery store. Now let's look at this. I don't think we're there yet to get rid of everybody, because you still need a stocker. But Amazon, Amazon almost got that thing locked down in that warehouse to
Yeah.
be able to restock. So I think eventually the AI robo machine will come and replace that. But let's just talk about like real jobs, 9 to 5, what I call blue collar jobs,
Hey,
receptionists.
I,
Let's
got- I
receptionists.
I got one for you.
What go
Doc-
for it.
doctors.
I don't know, man. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Okay, go
Listen,
for it. What you got?
the,
What you got?
the truth of the matter is,
Hmm.
when you go to a doctor, they don't know what's wrong with you. They're
True.
skilled in running some tests, and the more tests they run, they make an informed guess
Yeah.
on what your issue is. If it's not apparent, if you got a broken leg, you got a broken leg.
Uh
That's
huh.
different.
Uh huh.
But if it's some other illness, they take a guess, and then they try different types of medication until you
Okay.
find the one
Okay.
that works for you.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I'm
Right.
with you. I'm with you so far. I'm still with you so
So
far.
so what I'm saying is that for a lot of those medical things, because think about what's going on with the price of doctors and medication and all that stuff. We're being priced out anyway,
See,
so
but
we can't.
that's here though. You got to remember that's here. That's here in
So
America.
so what I'm saying is
Uh-huh.
that for a lot of these issues, you're going to be able to just go online, because I do it now. I do it
Yeah.
now, right? So I went
Oh, you go to
ahead.
WebMD.
I go to WebMD. I do
Yes.
searches.
Yes.
I've actually used GPT for different things like that. Like I bought my own blood pressure machine.
Uh huh.
I do my own nitric oxide testing. I do all these different things, and then we're becoming more and more informed. So I had a whole battery of blood tests done, and so they sent all that to my phone. And now
Yes.
I'm able to look at the results of the test and
Hmm.
go online and find out where I should be, what is considered normal or abnormal. And then anything that is not normal, look up what I should be doing from a holistic point of view, not so much taking medicine, but from using natural resources. Now I'm gonna deviate just a little bit while we're
All
talking
right.
about
All
this.
right. All right. All right.
So I found out that natural healing remedies,
Okay.
because it's created in nature, cannot be patterned. You can't get a patent. I'm sorry, a patent over something that grows naturally.
Correct.
So the
Correct.
medical industry is not going to get behind that, because they can't patent it and make the money, because it grows naturally. That's why they create pills. They create pills because they can patent it and make maximum profits, right?
Hmm.
So even though there's a lot of things that will heal your body,
But I think there's certain things that you just can't have a machine do from an AI perspective.
What I'm saying is
Now,
the
what you're saying now, the analysis, yeah. If I give you my blood work, a machine should be able to say, hey, I have a subset of all of these characteristics. You know what? Yeah, like you were talking about today. Um, you have a low efficiency of vitamin D. You need more vitamin D in your body. So
Yep.
your choices, I can see you logging in. Your choice is A, go outside, get some sun, or take a supplement.
Exactly.
Now that
Exactly.
I totally agree. But there's those quirky, unique things, human things that only a doctor with 30 years experience. And see, this is where I'm tossed. Because he has 30 years of experience with the human, dealing with this. But
hold
you
on.
can give
But
AI 100 years of knowledge from a multitude of doctors
from the world.
from the
We're
world.
talking about the
I know.
world of knowledge.
So that's where I'm conflicted. That's
Yeah.
where I'm conflicted. So I get you. I do. Now that nurse, to me, it's hard to replace a nurse. There's certain unique, the compassion that a nurse gives to another human. I think a computer can't do. Now a computer can wipe them down, but I don't think it can give that
But
compassion or unique thing.
hold on. So remember, we're talking about money, right?
With money,
We're
yeah.
talking about all these other things, but we're talking about money.
Yep.
The wealthy people will continue to have doctors and nurses. Yes, yes, they will continue to have doctors and nurses, and the technology will be a supplement to those services that the wealthy will get. The
So
rest of the people,
so what you're
it
saying,
will
the
be
lower class and
technology
middle
only.
class,
Technology
basically,
only.
so basically you get sick, you go into a clinic, a machine gonna scan you and say, oh, here's your pill, see you later.
It's cost effective.
Mm,
It's nothing personal. It's cost effective. You don't
wow.
have to have buildings. You don't have to have all that. You can save on all of that. And property is so valuable now.
Mm-hmm.
Tear these hospitals down, tear these doctors' offices down, put up some condos, some single family homes. Listen, this is where we're going. There's no way around this at all. The people who are
Wow.
not wealthy will deal with this because we're already going back and forth with the insurance companies. I mean, they're brutal. You get
Correct.
less service and you pay triple.
Mm-hmm.
And so to cut back on that, and that's going to be the disguise of the whole thing. They're willing to say, well, we can cut the amount of money you're spending too much money on your premiums. We can cut your premiums back. So we're going to bring in technology, which is more efficient, more effective, so we can cut your premiums down. Now, we started this talking about which jobs. We started with the doctors, but it's the doctors, it's the teachers, it's the project managers, it's the marketing companies.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about the news reporters. We're talking about
That is true.
all those jobs that we thought were untouchable.
Yes.
Now everything's on the table
I told you guys we can talk about this. We talk about this every day. We got a
every
whole
day,
spectrum. But now I
literally.
want to talk about AI replacing us from a commodity perspective. And what I
Yeah,
mean by that is that music,
yeah,
art, movies,
yep,
um, um, it has again. If you guys are haven't been out there, you can just Google it. If you say, "Hey, create me a movie of myself," talking to a dog going down the street. There are a couple of applications. It might cost you $100 to get the memberships, the subscriptions, but you can literally create a movie of yourself with the dog walking down the street with you singing a song like somebody.
That's right.
So what it comes down to is intellectual property.
Yeah.
Are you?
That's going to be very challenging moving forward because that part of it they started years ago. I mean, if you look at
Yes.
movies, look at Avatar. Look at Avatar, the latest movie coming out, right? So
Mhm.
we've always had computer generated things in our movies, and they got better and better and better and better to the point you can't really tell who's the avatar and who's the real person. It's gotten to that level now. But now with AI coming out the way that it has in these last 6 months,
Yes. It
you can
gives you
create
and
a
me
whole
the
movie.
ability to do it.
Well, remember the next step for one of the reasons that all those people came out against AI asking that it's to be slowed down is because that the next step is speech to video. So
Correct.
now just being able to speak it,
Mhm.
you can create a whole movie just by
Yes.
saying what you want. You create it. And so that's just the next evolution. And we're not talking about 5 years from now,
No, no,
10
no,
years from
no.
now. We're talking about in a few months.
If
We're
if,
talking in
if
a
it's
few
not already
months.
here, if it's already
Yeah.
not, if it's already not here.
So now you putting the actors out of work, all the production people that's involved, and sure, no, it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year or the year after that. The problem is 5 years, and this thing could be,
I think
you know,
I think a
everything.
year. I think a year. I think
I do too.
because we're
I do
moving
too.
at such a fast rate. Like I said, guys, we're gonna have to do a part two. We'll create some demonstrations. Bring that up on the screen. And so you can see it for yourself. So you can understand really what we're talking about. We might just do some simple stuff. Man, this is great. Hey guys, again, I know it's another episode, but we have more. So, hey man, take us out. Take us out. Take us out.
Man, man, the world has changed in these last 6 months. It's been people are saying that this technology right now is
Yes.
equivalent to when the internet was first created. This is on that type of level.
Yeah.
And but that's just today. We're talking about 1,000 times more advanced in a year. So they talk about we tonight we've talked about all the jobs that are going to be lost, but on the flip side of that, and maybe we can do more of this on the next episode, there's going to be a lot of jobs created. There are no experts out there because it's brand new.
It's
So
brand
it is
new.
an opportunity for people to learn it now, be on the ground floor right now, and take part of this new world that's
And
being
you know what? And you know what?
created.
Again, see, that's a whole nother show. So,
Yeah.
guys, we're excited, and we're talking about what now?
Now
What's
what's happening?
happening?